Aloha and welcome to Final Play Sports Wrap, where today we're talking Lobos football. I'm your host, Pete Lubar. Lobos played Hawaii this past weekend in a game in Honolulu. I had the opportunity to be there. I have some funny stories about that I'll try and share with you today. The Lobos did not win, unfortunately, losing 38-30, thus ending their season. Me and the missus drove or Ubered to the stadium, got dropped off right there. There's two Lobo fans in red shirts and a lady, and we just start talking to her. I start going, "Go Lobos," and talking, and turns out it's Holly Mendenhall and her two boys. And the two boys go to BYU. The oldest did not make the trip, but asked if I could interview her, got my phone out. My wife says, do you want me to take the video? And I go, no, I got it. So I'm selfing it. And sure enough, I hit stop 2 seconds in. So I have a picture of me, and I never see Holly, and I never get the interview. So I missed the whole thing. But Holly, very nice lady, very gracious. And she said they really love New Mexico, and we're looking for a place in Corrales. I understand that he might be looking at the Utah State job, so we'll see if he ever ends up in Corrales. But a great year, and I wanted him to know that we really appreciated the efforts that he did this year, making our team competitive and fun to watch and all of that. So miss that. Then I walk into the stadium, and right away I see the whole Dampier clan. There's only like 50 Lobos fans in the whole stadium. Most of them were in the south end of the stadium, the end zone. So we were walking in, they were there, and we were there a little early. And I just happened to catch Dampier's uncle, who said Dampier absolutely loves New Mexico. But I didn't ask him the follow-up question, which is he going to stay? And we may find that out in the next day or two as well. So a couple of things going on there, but had a lot of fun. Got to see the Lobo cheerleaders. I'll show you that right here, that clip, and some more. Everyone's a Lobo! Up shots from the field as well. So a really fun kind of game. I wish the Lobos would play better and were able to win that game. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Once again, I mentioned we lost 38-30. Hawaii took an early lead. Lobos came back early in the second period and scored a touchdown. Beautiful set of plays and all that. But then went for a 2-point play, which I didn't understand at the time, because an extra point would have given us a 7-7 tie. And from that end, we sort of trailed. We never really got back in the game. This kid, Micah Alahalo from Hawaii, in his first game, passed for 469 yards. And they only ran for 110, so the D-line did a decent job of sort of keeping them contained. But every time they threw, they scored. And what they did, it was like the same play every time. They threw short outs to either the left or right, either to a back out of the outfield, out of the backfield, or to a split end, and Lobos just never figured it out. And I thought at halftime they might make an adjustment, but they never did. And every time they did that, that play went for 10, 15, 20 yards, and they just methodically went down the field. And then they threw a couple balls over the top as well. So, we were kind of in it in the first half. We lost a fumble going in for a score, which hurt us because then they took that right down and scored, and we were down for the entire game. Lobos ran for 305 rushing yards and 176 passing yards. So once again, the offense did its job. If you score 30 points, you probably should win. But defense just couldn't stop them. They gave up over 500 yards of total offense. And in particular, the passing, 384 was the total, 484 yards total offense given up through the air, and then another 100 yards or so on the rush. Special teams have been a problem all year. They were terrible again. They had a long return for 35 yards that ended up netting us 5 yards on a punt. We had a missed field goal again. So a lot of self-inflicted wounds. From a final wrap standpoint, Lobos just couldn't get off the field. They had really no pressure on the quarterback, so either between the line or defensive blitzing, none of it worked. And their quarterback was just mobile enough to keep us on the field. Our secondary has been terrible all year, and I know they've trying to address that through some JC signings that happened this week. But the fact is, any legitimate D1 quarterback, if they want to pass all the time, found a way to beat the Lobos this year. And special teams were a mess all year, and that's a bad combo when two of the three things you do aren't done very, very well. And so the offense couldn't really overcome the challenges of the defense, and that's what's keeping the Lobos at home. On the positive side, we're 5-7 this year, and it's been a long time since the Lobos have won 5 games, and it feels like the future is bright. A lot will depend on what happens over the next week and a half with Mendenhall and Dampier, but at least you can say that for at least a year we can feel good about what Lobo football was. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you have any questions, send me an email at pete@fpwrap.com. And as always, please subscribe to my YouTube page. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.